September 29th. It's something about this stuff here. This is for you, Bill. See this old boy down here.
Probably a pogue.
Probably a pogue.
Probably a pogue.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're listening to CobraCast.
The cobra injects deadly venom through its fangs.
What the fuck do you think of that?
Through a pair of hypodermics.
Get ready, here it comes. You ready? Get ready, here it comes.
Who is that?
I'll say in a second.
This is the CobraCast, and here's your host, Bobby Sharon.
What do you think of that?
So is that Alexa or Siri?
That's neither.
Things have come a long way since we first came on here, Bill.
I know, huh?
God bless.
Man,
We have an intro and all that.
we got
bullshit
an
now.
intro and
Goddamn.
new equipment and all sorts of cool shit, you know? Anyways, that is Kevin Gutierrez over at Assembly Line Studio put that together for me about, a couple months
Who is
back.
the song?
Huh?
Who is the actual song?
That's an actual original song for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
badass. Okay.
So what the deal was,
he should write you a record.
yeah, Kevin Gutierrez over Assembly Line, he came up with Jim from Texas Mist, and he does a lot of producing. He plays. He's got a killer studio over there. And he was saying, hey, man, he goes, you need an intro. And I'm like, well, intros cost money and all that stuff and yada, yada.
Does he take food stamps?
So anyways, he said to me when we're putting the website together, he goes, man, give me some space on the website. We'll do a little barter thing. He goes, what do you want it to sound like? I said, I want it to sound like this and whatever. And like 3 days later, he came back and shot me that whole thing.
That's badass.
Nice.
It's very cool.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Anyways, people,
Are you going to
holy
take
shit.
your sponsors, or what are we going to do here?
I don't have any sponsors anymore.
Oh, good.
They're all done.
They're all done.
They're all done.
Not needed,
No
right?
money, no sponsors. No, it is what it is. Anyways, people, welcome to CobraCast Podcast with me, your designated driver for tonight, because I am not drinking. Bobby Sharon, and episode number 157. Holy Christ.
It's been a long time, Bill.
And sitting in front of me from episode number 1, what a train wreck that was. Not you guys, but
It
me
was
personally.
awesome.
Greatest hits.
The greatest hit.
Greatest hit.
Fucking Bill
When
Ferguson.
was that? When was that?
Bill Ferguson and Brett McCormick in the house. Clap for yourselves. September 20th, 2 years ago.
Wow.
So it's coming up in September will be 2 years.
Damn. Wow.
Isn't that fucking crazy, man, how time flies?
yeah.
Moving on up.
Moving on up, I guess, yeah. So we'll be in the new studio next month.
Yeah.
So how you guys doing?
Good.
Good. What's up, Bill?
Yeah, so what were we talking about? You're talking about Meat Hammer, right?
Yeah, Meat Hammer's a construction working, ranch building, horse killing, all this kind of stuff now,
Yeah.
evidently. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, so it's funny because one day I'm on Facebook, right? And he's got something to do with a horse. Like, I got to put this horse down, and
I got to put my horse down.
I'm like going. I'm thinking to myself, when the fuck did he ever have a horse? When the fuck did he ever have, And then I texted him, and I'm like, dude, what's up with the horses? So when have you had horses? He go, I got 9. Now I got 8 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Meat Hammer. Good God.
So what was the deal with that?
It had cancer on its junk. Like,
Did it really?
yeah. It was bad. The poor little booger. He's better now.
Well, he's dead now, right?
Yeah, and it's better than he was alive. I mean, his stuff was kind of rotten off.
Oh no, was it that
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah. Meat Hammer put a video on there.
Well, I saw that.
Well, you must have looked away at that one instant that he goes, see? And then that was it.
Well,
Oh, I didn't.
well, it wasn't that long. It
Didn't
was like
see
what,
that.
30 seconds or something like that.
Right, yeah. You could miss it pretty easy, but yeah, the poor booger, he had to go. He's happier now.
Okay, I'm just sharing this real fast, so 'cause I want to put it on my page. Yeah, but so I was like really surprised that he was like a horse farmer now, or something.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, he's a rancher.
when
Oh, he's a
did-
rancher.
He's a full-on rancher.
When
now.
did Dave move to Montana?
Right. No, it's actually over by where the rodeo is
Yeah.
out by Exposition Center.
Off of a Decker Lane
yeah,
over there.
Yeah. It's in what's with the W out there? The little city?
Weir?
No,
Weir,
it's a long
Weberville?
Weberville. It's in
Weberville.
Weberville.
I
Yeah.
haven't even heard of Weberville.
Don't blink, you'll go right through it. But it's out there.
That's crazy.
Meet Hammer the rancher.
I'll tell you, man. I had a crazy weekend. First of all, I went and saw American Gypsy Band over at Round Rock Tavern on Friday.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man. I've seen those guys a lot of times. I mean, 10, 20 times. Man, they sounded best the other night. Sonically, they sounded awesome. Everybody was back.
What's changed?
I don't know.
They've always been good, though.
But their
Their guitar player's insane good.
Oh, Michael.
Yes,
Yeah.
my God.
So he had a not saying an ear infection, but he had like his equilibrium was off and
Right.
kind of fucked up, and he was gone for
Yeah.
a little bit. What do you call it?
But the other guitar player, Jonas Lawrence, was no slouch. Let me.
Oh,
tell
no
you.
kidding, yeah.
That guy's a complete badass too.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, with those guys, I think Carson played with them for a while too. Carson Alexander.
Did he?
He was with them for a little bit too. But anyways, we went over there, and Hope Finch and Regroup were over there hanging out and stuff and doing their thing. And but yeah, they sounded great. They got a brand new record that came out. That was the CD
Right.
release party and stuff. And
Yeah.
but they sounded so good. I got
Did
actually
they get a crowd?
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
Good.
Wasn't bad. Yeah.
Good.
So I got some 4K video of them. I'm gonna put that up on the website probably tonight or tomorrow, and do that kind of stuff. But then Saturday I stayed in, and then yesterday we know what happened yesterday. So
Oh, the gosh darn pool party
the pool party.
for Paul right
I'll tell you, man, the fucking star of that fucking thing. Who you think I'm talking about? The star of that whole thing,
Bruce.
Bruce.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
He was getting a little hammered towards the end.
Yeah, and he didn't say bye to
He's
anybody.
kind of like this. And he says to me, he goes, man, I remember I was doing a radio interview one time and some girl called up and said, hey, did you really got a 12-inch cock? And I said, I don't fold my dick in half for nobody.
Wow.
as he's wobbling like this. Fucking dude had me in stitches and shit.
Oh, he's funny as
Hey,
shit.
how old is Paul anyways now?
I don't know.
Could you tell? Or do you know when you can't tell?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. He's got to be a good 32.
32 and a half?
Yeah, probably. So
Well,
what's up,
shit.
Bill?
Well,
How you doing, man? What's going on?
No, it was a good party though, and your poppers rocked.
Yeah. Everybody like seemed to enjoy him, so it was kind of cool.
I wouldn't eat one.
Oh, I know.
I had my experience.
so I was getting ready to go, next month up to visit my parents, right, in Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Towards your neck of the woods.
Oh,
And,
Christ.
I was looking in
Helltown.
the Cape Cod paper. to
You're going
see-
up there next month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see if there's anybody playing up there, because there's a couple places in like Hyannis and stuff where, mid-sized bands go and play. Anyways, they got all these sharks every summer, man. Sharks off the coast of this.
That's where they film Shark Week is over there.
It's crazy, man. And there's an article in the Cape Cod paper about how to avoid shark attacks.
Well, don't get in the water.
Yeah.
That's the most simple fucking thing.
And,
Just don't get in the water.
And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I don't know much about sharks, but what I do know is that they don't have feet.
Sharks don't have feet?
No.
They
And-
don't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got me on that one.
So,
They can't come on land.
no.
So stay out of the damn water.
Yeah. And there's a picture of this dude on one of them stand-up paddle boards, just didn't even notice it. There's a giant shark, like, right underneath him. And
That was like the part of the country that, like, supposedly in Jaws, that's where it was,
yeah,
right?
that was Martha's Vineyard. where
Was
they
it?
filmed Yeah.
All 4 or 5
That's
of them
where
that
they
made?
filmed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's where, the part of the country in the movie was.
And who the fuck is Martha?
I don't know.
I mean,
I guarantee she had a lot of money, though.
why
Yeah.
she got a goddamn vineyard?
I don't know.
Man, I went out there one time.
To Martha's?
It's- oh my god,
That's
dude.
all money.
You got like everybody that lives out there is like Tommy. Hey, that's Tommy
Fucking-
Hilfiger's
yeah,
house. That's
Billy Joel. Billy Joel. or
Yeah,
something.
dudes like us ain't living in. Not even his roommates.
Not even his servants. We're not even...
Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, I got to make a trip up there, like,
To see your parents?
yeah. Well, I'll see my mother. My
Watch
dad.
out.
My dad lives down here.
Watch out for sharks.
Watch out for sharks.
Grow feet.
Well, dude, you got to realize you go up there. The water up there is not appetizing. It's like
the
fucking
seals,
gray.
man. There's seals. It's a bunch of seals in the water. So anywhere
There's
there's
seals up there, really?
Oh yeah.
I never saw a seal when I lived
Every
up there.
time I go up there, you see them.
Are there walruses?
Fucking big ones or what?
Yeah, I mean, however big seals get, yeah.
Jesus, they're fucking pretty big too. They're
And you
not-
see them, I'm right on the edge of the water. I'll go ankle deep, and you see them jumping out of the water, doing all the stuff that seals do.
he come, or pop up have a ball on his nose.
Blowing horns and stuff.
Because that shit seals do.
That's what shit seals do, bro. Every
How
time
to-
I see a seal, that's what they've been
How to
doing.
avoid shark attacks. Well,
Did they give you a pamphlet or something?
no,
or-
it was an article in the newspaper.
So what did it say?
Your standard punch them in the nose type of crap, and 'cause they don't like that.
And we do,
You punch a shark in the nose, and all of a sudden it's like,
He's like, fuck, dude, really? You had to go for the nose, man?
it's fucking
Yeah, I
crazy,
mean, don't get in the damn water. Anybody with the history they have up there, anybody that gets in the water is nuts.
dude,
Just
that water's
nuts.
gross anyways.
What do you mean it's gross?
Connecticut's nasty. Long Island Sound and all that shit's
No,
fucking
we're
gross,
talking out on the Cape where it's nice.
Bro, I haven't been up there since I've been a kid. I mean, like a kid, like 5, 6 years old.
It's nice.
Connecticut's waters is like
Except for the
it's-
sharks.
Yeah, there you go. Connecticut water is like when you go down to Houston. There's fucking oil in it,
Galveston.
Yeah, Galveston.
Ugh.
There's fucking seagulls all all black and stuff.
And they wonder why the sharks are pissed. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
look at our water, man.
Hey, you know what I was gonna tell
So
you?
was there any bands playing? Go ahead.
Oh no, any bands?
I never got that far.
Because you were trying to figure out how to avoid a shark attack.
Yeah, well, I'm not going out there. There's sharks out there.
Fuck.
They don't have feet and they don't have driver's licenses. I'm all right.
You're good, dude.
Okay. No, I saw that Uncle Gary's not leaving now. Have you heard anything? I saw it on
Well,
Facebook
I'm going to
because
say that was a brilliant marketing.
No shit.
was it really?
I can't tell if it was real or if it wasn't real. But if it wasn't real, that was absolutely brilliant.
No, I heard that the buyer was a shitbag or backed out or something like that.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to
Yeah,
say.
I heard a little bit of
Okay, well then, so I was going to give it to him, going, dude, that was fucking brilliant to say I'm moving.
Well, because
sell all your
He
shit.
had that market. I mean, he was selling all that stuff, and
Yeah, he sold all this shit. And I was like kind of going
Like the Blues Brothers are gone.
oh man, I wonder what he got for those.
He'll tell you.
I'm just guessing.
So from what I see now, American Gypsy's playing there on Saturday. I think 4 to 8 or something.
The
Some kinda
going
weird-
away party.
No, it's like
It was, though. It was a going away party.
it was, but now it's like an unretirement party.
Now
or
it's a
some
welcome
shit.
back
A
party.
welcome back from retirement party
Party.
that never happened. So so I'm in there looking around and one day, and he's got like these wine ads for all this stuff, and then he was selling the bar and he was leaving.
Right. And then he said, I'm out. August 24th, I'm out. Peace
Yeah.
out. And then Tammy Miranda was having to, there were bands on the books, after that. And so she was
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm trying to replace y'all, get you somewhere for the shows that you had there. And then I saw a post yesterday that she was like, shit, I'm trying to see everyone check back in if you're still available kind of deal. It was kind of a weird situation. So, I mean, she's good at what she does. She's not going to have a problem, placing her bands or anything.
Yeah.
But it was a real weird deal. Funny as shit, but weird.
If he had a big stage in there or a decent sized
Well,
stage,
actually,
what kind
I was talking to him about that last time I played there. We were actually talking about it, and I said, man, you can't. The bands that play there are what they are, and the bands that you want are not going to fit on that stage right there. I can just tell you they're
the
not.
weird angle stage.
Well, there's the one outside that has sides on
Yeah.
It's not that big though.
It's
no,
not.
it's not.
Well, it's just we were actually talking about Fowler, and I was like,
Yeah, I remember that.
he would never do that. I said,
No.
and he was like, well, why not? I was like, first of all,
Why not?
it's not big enough. It's not even close to big enough. And second of all, it's not high enough. And a lot of those bands now, their production requires height. The lighting has to get high enough to be to make a certain effect, right? I said, you need to just go ahead and just build a real stage that's going to be the real deal,
So he would have to build way in the back.
by
then.
where the volleyball courts are.
Yeah.
Well, either that or he was saying maybe put it in the front.
In the front where?
Like a little parking lot is?
Yeah.
In the front? I don't know. It's kind of.
I mean, think about that. If you put it in the front, all your bus parking, all that can be right on the edge of the street.
Well, he still has the car lot in the back though, right? I mean, on the road.
Yeah, that's in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
calling
okay.
that the front. But he,
Oh,
but he
I'm
pretty
talking
much,
a little parking lot right in front of the bar.
Oh well, there's still that, right?
Yeah.
But that wouldn't, like, to support a show like that. That wouldn't even be enough people. You couldn't fit enough people there. But he doesn't really hold on to a lot of cars anymore because he wants all of that parking and stuff.
Well,
in the
yeah, because
front.
I remember something about this is years ago when I first it must have been 5, 6, 7 years ago. However long that place has been there.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's been been a good minute. But anyways, I remember the story was, and I'm probably getting this wrong, where he was saying that once the last car was sold out of that lot, he was going to close down the auto part of it and just use it as a parking lot for the bar. Well, but then that never happened.
Is he out there selling cars?
Except that that's pretty much what he does now. There's not cars sitting there right now, I don't think.
Okay.
That's pretty much parking for the bar now because it does get that busy. But I was like, if you put and I was telling him, referencing when we opened for Fowler, I was like, they had some trailer thing they brought in there that opens up and it's a stage, and that worked. It's like, buy one of those, put it in the parking lot when you need it, and then put it over there in the other side when you don't, and then you can still have your.
So that's what Kevin does now. He's got like a semi that he just.
Is that
runs.
like at the rodeo?
That was provided by Hanover.
Is that like at the
H2?
rodeo?
Okay.
That stage they drag out on the rodeo.
Kinda, yeah.
He has like a flatbed truck sort of kind of thing.
Well,
But it opens up
Yeah.
like it's trippy, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have all kinds of weird ways to do stages now, and most of them are portable.
Oh yeah, of course.
That can support big bands like that, and that's what I would personally. That's what I would do is use that for a concert venue up front. Put the stage out there when you need it, and it's probably not even feasible to buy it. Just rent it. Put it in the cost of the show and have everyone else pay for it and not own that son of a bitch. Because you don't have to store it either if you don't own it.
What do they do with all those old stages from bands that
Van Halen, like 1984 stage?
the biggins?
I'm sure Eddie's got it in his backyard.
No, man. Some of those stages they get they sell them for scrap metal a lot of times. Certain parts of them, I know all the Kiss stuff,
Right.
like the Kiss, the props and everything. Those are they save those in a warehouse, but the regular stage part they just sell off the aluminum or whatever or they sell it for pennies on a dollar to another band where they could reuse it or something. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean the one for ACL's got to be pretty huge, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but it's all like scaffolding type of.
Yeah.
It's all like stick together 8x8 squares, 4x4 squares probably.
Yeah, there's this. I don't know who the company is, but they just travel from like a carnival. They travel from town to town to town to do it.
It's Stage Up Inc. out of California.
What was that place in Dallas? What was it? The sound company out of Dallas, the big one, back in the day.
Showco.
Yeah, Showco.
Yeah. It might still be Showco. For all I know.
Well, because I remember, you remember Paul Jump?
Who?
There's a guy named Paul Jump. He was like the main guy. He was a sound guy, and he had he used to call him Mullet Man because he had mullet and stuff. And he used to work. He was like the main sound guy for Ozfest every year.
Okay.
And I remember when my ex-girlfriend from like 20 years ago knew him. And but anyways, he was over in like Europe with Usher at one point.
Badass.
When Ozzy was like on the road, the Ozfest. So Sharon Osbourne called the Usher tour and said, pretty much, what do I need to buy his contract out so I can have him for Ozfest? He was that kind of dude,
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he worked for Showco for forever.
Yeah,
But I think
Showco is
Showco's
huge.
still around. I think.
I'm sure they're huge, man.
But he retired. I think I don't know, like 5-10 years ago or something. So I don't know.
So you're going to see Faster Pussycat at the Texas Mist?
I guess.
Are you
What-
going?
Yeah.
When is that?
It's like a week or so.
I think it's like this weekend.
No, it can't be this weekend. This weekend is the Bengals and Cowboys.
I think it's
Nobody plays on the day that the Bengals.
I think it's like the 17th or 18th. I got to look it up.
Huh.
But there's a lot of bands on that too. I think Blackheart Saints is on it.
Yeah.
on that night.
Yeah,
I was just
Blacktop Syndicate's on it.
Yeah.
Man, I forget the lineup. Oh, 99 Crimes is on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a pretty good lineup for it.
Oh.
Yeah, the Saints are going to be up here next Monday.
Now
Them little
I
sons of bitches.
understand a post I read earlier. Now that you said
Yeah, but I think they added another band because Jim changed the time on it.
right.
The time went from like I think 8 to 7 or some shit. 'Cause I think they added somebody.
Hmm.
So I'm sure they're gonna have a good crowd for that, though. I would think. I mean,
Yeah.
I never was really into those guys back in the day, but
They kind of hit towards
Who, the puss?
yeah, I never
Yeah.
was. I know. Yeah, I liked them, but I mean, it was like I was never like an Uber fan of those guys. I liked a couple
Right.
tunes here and there, but they just weren't my thing.
How many of the original dudes are still in that?
One.
Is it
That's
just one? Isn't Brent still in it? Brent Muscat? He's not in
No,
it either?
it's just Tammy.
Oh wow,
Just the singer.
that's like a lot of bands now.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like
it
rap.
was Brent Muscat, Greg Steele, Eric Stacy was the bass player, and I can't remember the drummer, but none of those 4 dudes are in it at all. Now, they do have a guitar player in there named Christian. It's like XTIAN.
Jesus.
But he's been in it for a good 15 years. He's been in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been in it a long time.
Well, and they're also having I think is it Jim Florentine? He's actually doing comedy that night too.
No, it's Don Jameson.
Oh, is it Don
Yeah,
Jameson's
it's
doing
Don.
it?
It's not Jim.
Oh, Jim's good. I don't like
Jim
that.
is good.
Yeah, but I thought that
At the Texas Miss?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's touring with I guess Faster Pussycat. I would think. I don't know.
Huh.
He's got to be friends with those guys. I would.
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna do? I don't know. Watching Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
I always have something playing when I'm working here. I always have something on TV all the time. I'm always watching something or just have the noise in the background besides music and everything. So
Yeah, this is a pretty good one, though.
that's the uncut version. They got
Well,
extra people blowing up and shit in this one. That's a fucked up movie. You ever seen the whole thing?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sure being military, you've probably seen that.
Well,
one,
I mean, it's not really that. It's
It's just, I mean, well, it's Vietnam
it's a
shit.
freak
too.
show, though.
have you seen Hamburger Hill?
Oh,
I don't know.
you know what? You know what I watched Saturday night? I stayed in Saturday night. I wasn't feeling all that great. I watched fucking Stripes.
Oh,
that's-
I watch that all the time.
It's on Netflix now.
That's the best military movie going.
It's a fact, Jack.
That's a good one. That's a
that
classic.
is a good one. Son of a
beat that.
bitch. Shit. Sit down.
That's one of the movies that the Blues Brothers. I could watch
Yeah.
those anytime they're on.
Me
man, I gotta
too,
watch
man.
that.
You know, the only thing with the Blues Brothers that pissed me off was, I mean, the original was great, but they had to
Yeah,
take
I
it to
know.
those
It
other two.
fucked
It was
it
like,
up.
you know,
Just
it was
just a second
stupid.
one, right?
No, they did a third one.
No, they
There was a
did
Blues
not.
Brothers 2000,
That's what the
and
horrible.
then they
one.
did a third one too. I think they did a third one.
Well, the second one was terrible.
Oh, it was ungodly horrible.
But if you scratch that from your memory and just watch the
Oh
first
yeah, the
one,
first one is like incredibly great. I mean, it's just one of the best movies ever made.
I love when they get their tab. They want to get paid, but they get their tab.
yeah, that's
But you know,
Well,
another
you got paid $400 and you drank $500 worth of beer. That means you owe me $100.
yeah, and then I learned the other day also, as far that movie A Few Good Men. You can't handle
yeah.
the
You
truth,
can't
right?
handle the
That
truth.
wasn't written in the script. He just yelled that
Was
out
that
of
Nicholson, did
nowhere.
he?
Yeah,
Really?
Oh, that's
out of nowhere, he just yelled that, and they were like, "That's rad."
It was
Keep that."
funny. When I lived in Connecticut, there was this guy named John. I don't remember his last name. And his brother lived in Colorado. And he used to clean carpets. This is like 20, 25 years ago.
When
Probably
people
was
had
30.
carpet.
When there was carpet. Well, anyways, he lived in Colorado, and Jack Nicholson was one of his clients.
Oh wow!
And he said that he'd go up into his house and there'd just be dog shit everywhere in his whole house. He had these little dogs. And he goes, they would shit everywhere, and he would never pick it up. So he's like, trying to clean the carpet, just picking up turds every 5 seconds.
Damn.
nice.
All
Nice.
them dudes are weird, man.
I don't know, man, but that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I was going to ask you about? I was reading one, and I don't think I chimed in on it. There's a couple that I read, but the first one was about, and it's a good thing to talk about because everybody's got an opinion, especially if you're a musician in this town. And I'm sure people are going to chime in over here. Was the one about if you have a band with 5 people,
Oh no, it was about this, and it was about how
the
when-
pay scale. thing.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. I still can't figure it out how when you and I mean this for the most part in not full band shows. I mean this in an acoustic
Right.
format. How people think that if you play 8 to 11, it's X amount of money.
Right.
If it's just you. But if it's me and you, then it pays more. But really, when you do it me and you and split that, it comes out to less between me and you. So, perfect example, I'm not going to name the club, but they'll pay you $200 to play by yourself from 8 to 11, right? But they'll pay you $250 if it's a duo.
Okay.
So why in the fuck would you go, let's take a pay decrease?
Right.
Because you see it, but why isn't the amount of time what the money is for, regardless if it's me and you or me and you and 7 other motherfuckers? It's like, it should be up to me to decide how I'm covering the music.
Right.
It doesn't seem like they should dictate the pay according to how many people are in the band. And as the members go up, the money really goes down for the artist.
How much is it if you can play a cymbal between your knees?
That adds $100 extra, but no
Nice.
one wants to do that. But I don't understand it. And I've even talked to other people. I've talked to booking agents now about this, and they're kind of dumbfounded by it too. But the clubs call them, hey, I want this amount of time covered, and it's this if it's a solo, and it's this if it's a duo. And yes, the duo's a little bit more, but when you half that,
you're
it's
losing
less.
money.
You're losing money, and I don't get that mindset.
Was it because they think maybe? I think I read part of the post, and someone said it's because something about they figure they like. If you have a duo, like they could bring in more people or something like that.
Yeah, they think, well, if it's 2 people, then there's 2 people promoting the show instead of just you. And
In
okay,
this day and age,
that's fine, but I'm going to say this. I know bands that have 5 dudes in it, and they can't even get their girlfriends there. They don't even draw 5 people. You know,
wow, that's not good.
Yeah, you should just go back to the practice room. It's stupid.
Yeah.
If you can't even bring your girlfriend and 1 friend, that's dumb. But I get that kind of view too. If it's like, if the money's double, like, so if it's 200 as a solo, but it's 400 as a duo, I can see why they're justifying the other $200. But that doesn't make any sense to just, it's $50 more if you bring 1 more dude. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe it's like one of those 2 for $5, 3 for $10.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay, but the price break is at the musician's cost.
Right.
Not, I mean.
So you're better off just like doing a solo thing.
Absolutely. But it's also harder on you. I mean, it really
you
is.
gotta cover everything too.
You got to cover everything. You got to sing everything, which, is fine. It's not, they're not asking to pull teeth here, but it's just that I just don't get it, man. I think that, people should be paid what they're paid. And if you get double the people, the money should be double. Otherwise, tell them you can't do it as a duo. You got to do it as a solo because that's what we can afford.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I get both sides of it kind of, but on the artist end, it's frustrating as shit because I've actually had my pay cut by a bar because I'm not a duo anymore.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't, they're like, yeah, well, now that since
So
you're
they
on
don't
your
do like
own-
an agreed upon price is the agreed upon price. That's it.
No,
They can adjust that in mid show. What if
they don't adjust it mid-show. They just put it out there that, I mean, I used to get paid X amount at a certain place. And then now that I just do it by myself because I can cover it by myself, then they won't write the check for that. They write it for $75 less than it was.
Well,
Yeah.
can't you go in there with like this like a set price? Say
Well, you can, but it depends. Then how much do you really want to work? Because there's people right behind you that'll go, I'll take it for that,
Yeah.
Not
that,
if you-
which was
Well, I'm
some
just
of
saying,
the other.
but I think it's more of a draw thing too. If you're drawing, say you bring in, let's just say a number 50. Say you bring in 50 people to every show. I'm not saying that everybody does that because I know people don't. But if you can bring 50 people in every show and say, hey, I'm playing acoustic for how many sets you doing? 3?
Yeah.
I want $500. Just say 500 or whatever.
$10 a person.
$10 a person. I mean, that's the thing because I see a lot of, and I hear it up here all the time, that people are like playing out of town now because Austin doesn't pay.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
I hear it. I know they're not shy about it either.
No. No,
It's
they're
like, fuck Austin because man, we don't make any money here. We got to go to like out of town. Even the cover bands are struggling now too.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, I hear you, but it's just, the cover bands, that's a different thing because it's, it is full band. You got to bring
Yeah.
production.
Oh yeah.
So
big
you
time.
do have your factors that can't budge. I mean, if production's 400, it's 400. If it's, I'm playing a show in September, that production's $700.
Jesus.
So before the band even makes a dime. So I'm just like, okay, well, it's a big place. So I can't walk in there with a PA on sticks and think this is going to work, you know? So, but at the same time, it's also, like a corporate event that, it's different when people are writing a check when they hire a band, and if they're writing the check, but it's really not coming out of their account, they don't really care what the number over here is. Well, I need $700 for production. Okay, cool.
There you
What
go.
does the band need on top of that? Okay, cool. I'll send you half now. Cool, right on. But it's not their money.
Right.
And so that's a whole different world. But yeah, the acoustic thing is just getting really, really hard to do because there's so many people doing it, for one, and there's so many people who have day jobs and don't need the money, that don't make a living off of it.
Right.
So they'll do it for
Yeah.
$50.
I get what you're saying.
You
yeah.
know?
Well, whatever you draw acoustically, just double that if you can play the cymbals between your knees.
Hey, bring a.
How you doing, Bill?
I know up there, Bill. I don't know. It's like I said, it's tough all over. I guess, man. It's like I'm not like really in the. I hear about it, but I'm not really in it because I don't play. In
Right.
a band anymore. So,
Right.
but because I remember before it was like, well, the bands used to get like $100 a guy or something like that, or that was a couple 2-3 years ago. And then
Well, I try and make that at least the minimum. I don't even call someone if I can't give them that.
Have
know?
you ever
Yeah.
have you ever had anybody use the exposure line on you recently?
Oh, all the time.
Oh yeah, what's exposure for you? You get more
Yeah.
exposure being on this goddamn podcast than
Yeah.
your stupid club.
It's like, well, let me send exposure to my landlord
Hey,
and see how
speaking
this
of,
goes for you, buddy.
Speaking of, I got a big announcement.
Uh-oh.
A big announcement.
About
I
exposure?
was just named the #1 podcast
In Georgetown?
in the 10-mile radius of my house.
Dude, that's pretty huge, man.
Yeah, 10 miles.
By who?
Huh?
By who?
City of Georgetown. They just sent me an email.
Nice.
Said a 10-mile radius of your house, you're the #1. You believe that?
Well, you got to give that something because I guarantee
They did.
I'm probably not the biggest artist within a 10-mile radius
10
of
miles.
my house.
That covers
That's
up.
a long way.
That's a long way.
That covers round.
That's a
round.
round.
That's a round.
That's a
Yeah, round.
That's almost to my house.
There you go.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know what's going on.
Evidently, there's a huge podcast somewhere. that we're-
Monstrous. I'm only fucking around. I'm good for at least 20. I mean, at least
20 miles. At least good 20 miles, yeah.
So I saw the Oklahomos are playing out at the Black Sparrow.
I had them up
I
here.
know. I saw that.
Oh,
They're
man.
funny as shit.
You know what's funny is because with those dudes is, I've seen them a bunch and always super cool guys. I mean, their set is pretty wild.
Oklahoma's?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, God.
And
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
everybody told me because I was like, man, I got to get. They were like, that's not a bucket list, but they were up there. I wanted to get them on just to see what they do, And
Did they
what do you
break
call-
anything?
Anyways, no, Mean Gene, the guy that plays bass for them, is in a band called Dr. Sleep, which is this band.
Did
and
Looney,
he's-
did Looney not come up?
No, but let me tell you.
Okay.
So anyways, Mean Gene is also in the Oklahomos. So I saw him over. He was playing with the Oklahomos over at the Black Sparrow, and I was over there. Remember that night we were over there?
Yeah.
And he came up to me, goes, "Hey, he goes, if you want the Oklahomos on the podcast, fucking done." So we worked out a deal, and everybody's telling me, "Don't fucking bring them up there. They're fucking crazy. Don't bring them up here." And they were like the nicest, sweetest
Oh,
guys
yeah.
ever. Looney sat right where you were at, and I laughed my balls
Looney's
off for like 2 hours.
hilarious.
Now, they play those twin Dean guitars, don't they?
Yeah, but they're like really heavy into Pantera and
Oh,
that kind
yeah.
of shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Slayer. But their stuff is just like that. I mean, it's just But anyways, they were like the nicest guys, and I'm definitely gonna have them back up. They're
Oh,
fucking great.
Looney's awesome.
And they're fun to see, man. They are.
Oh
fun
yeah,
to
they're
see.
just like out
because
of
they
control.
do not give a
They don't give a
one
fuck about. They don't give a fuck about anything. Just get up there. It was just like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
I've told that story a million times. Actually, one of the first time I saw him. Remember over? I think you might have even been there actually.
At the Oklahomos?
Yeah.
Or did you see them at Headhunters?
No. When Dan had that Cinco de Mayo party over at
Oh, yeah.
the Red Green Barn. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was filled with like grandparents.
Yeah.
Filled with grandparents and aunts and uncles and little kids. And then
And Looney gets up
and
there.
then like the Oklahomos are one of the bands to play, and he gets up there and goes, "Get ready to rock your balls off, motherfuckers!" It's like, rock your pussy off or something. Whatever it was. Like, what the fuck? I sat there like, holy shit! And you look around and like the grandmothers and the look of horror on their faces was like,
And they've been around for a while.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I've been
they're-
seeing that name. I
Hey, the
always thought that was-
grandmothers?
No,
Oh, the Oklahoma. Yeah.
Oh, them too.
Oh, yeah.
I always
yeah.
thought that was the greatest name.
The Oklahoma, absolutely.
well, you know where that came from, right?
Uh-uh.
There's a. I'm probably gonna tell the story wrong, but on The Simpsons, they're like driving through on some highway or something, and it says something on the on a billboard. It said, "You're in Oklahoma," or "Welcome to Oklahoma," or something like that on the billboard. That's where they got it from.
Oh, really?
It's off a Simpsons episode.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. Because I asked him where the hell they got it from. He was like,
The Simpsons.
"Yeah, off the Simpsons." Yeah.
You're in Oklahoma.
I said, "You're in Oklahoma." And he goes, "That's what you named the band."
Looney feels a great sense of urgency to send me the most fucked up shit through Messenger. And it's like, my God, dude. Every week I'll get something from him, and it's the most nastiest bunch of bullshit. Dude.
Is it one of those like little things you had to hit play and then?
Oh
you're
no,
afraid
it's like
to do
full
it?
videos. And the other day, a dude put a worm down his pee hole, and
Yeah, see, it's one of those things you're afraid to open.
Oh, you don't have to open it. When you open the messenger, it's there, and a worm's coming out of pee hole. It's like, good
Oh,
God, dude,
Lord, where
really?
did he find this shit?
No, I don't know where he finds it, dude.
I
What
think
is-
he's probably just like tries to find the most twisted shit.
oh,
to,
he
to
does.
fuck with you.
He does. Absolutely.
You need to get him on a show with you. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would
Acoustic.
be great. Yeah,
Acoustic.
Yeah, and he can play the cymbals.
Looney can play the cymbals.
I'll take the extra 25 and add Looney.
There you go. It's a handsome fellow too.
He
At
is a
that.
good-looking son of a bitch.
Yeah, that would be a.
Have you had
interesting
Thunder
show.
Rosa on yet?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. Badass.
Yeah, those I love that band.
They're great.
I think they're kind of like teeter-tottering on a breakup verge right now. It seems like.
I don't know. I thought they were just on tour.
Yeah, they were, but I mean, you know how that works.
Oh yeah, that'll break your band up quick as shit.
Yeah, but I think it was at one show. Who's the main guy in that band?
AJ.
Oh yeah, AJ. I'm thinking AJ Mack, right?
AJ
yeah,
Mack,
yeah. And he was like on Facebook saying, he goes something about I'm a guy without a band or Thunder Rosa's one guy now or something like that, or it was some kind of weird.
I
thing
didn't
like that, so
see
don't
it.
know. Yeah, it was a while back. I'm sure they got back together. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he called me texted me like one night, and he's like, "Man," he goes, "When can we come on?" I'm like, "When you want to come on?" And so he booked him on. He came up, and that was
That's
it.
awesome. He lives in Lockhart now.
Does he really?
Yeah. So it's so now it's AJ, Jared, and Jason all live in Lockhart.
Really?
Yeah, Lockhart's blowing up, dude. Fuck, it's blowing up. In
Jason
Lockhart.
lives out there?
Yeah.
Really?
He just bought a new house out there, and Jared bought one like a year ago, I think.
Well, Jared was
Shit,
like
Jason's probably been out there a year now.
wow, that's a pretty far drive.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people leaving Austin.
Oh yeah,
Well,
'cause-
they can't afford to live here.
right, and you can't afford to play here.
I
You know,
mean,
it's just that. So
even like up here, like real estate's fucking crazy high up here.
yeah,
You know?
I'm sure your taxes have gone up.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
15 times.
No, at least
That's not a kick in the shorts, man. That's
it is
fucking
what. Hey, but
ridiculous.
you know it is. But you know, if I went to sell this place today, I'll be banking.
But
a
the
bunch of
thing
money.
is, you're not.
I know that's the thing. I'm not.
You would be banking.
Dude, I doubled. I
Yeah.
doubled what I paid for this place.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you, man. That's
But
awesome.
the thing is,
good.
you're
I
not.
still owe a chunk on it, but I mean, I doubled.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the thing. You're not selling it.
yeah.
So
Where'd I do my podcast from? Your house?
Yeah, the
You
guest
could.
house.
Your
The guest
little,
house.
your little guest house.
Yeah, you
So
can take
kinda-
that.
badass house,
You're
man.
kind of a little tight, but
Oh, it's good. You
It'd
just
be
clear out
good.
the,
You just
yeah.
couldn't live there.
well, that's the thing because like right now, even like in Taylor prices are going up too, right?
Oh my god, yeah, they're redoing the whole everything downtown is all hipster.
Have
shit now.
your taxes just doubled?
Yeah, well, it goes up
Yeah.
a lot.
Has it doubled
We
since
fought
once
it.
you
Sherry,
bought it?
bless her heart, she's so good at that stuff.
She fought it.
Yeah, and won.
Really?
Yeah.
But how much did they knock off? A good chunk, or
Man, I don't know.
But you just know,
Like fucking
you
us.
know your bank account looked a lot better after Sherry
I know
got
that. I
done
know
with
the
it.
payment's not nearly what it was going to be,
Yeah, good.
but it.
Well, good for y'all, man. That's
I mean,
awesome.
and it's to me it's criminal because every year they're going to say, hey, we decided that by driving by, even if they even do that, we decided your house is now worth $458,000
more
Oh.
than it was last year.
Really?
no, mine goes up probably 10, 15 a year. I mean, property value. I mean, you know,
Percent?
I mean, it's no. I mean, like dollar wise.
But if you take 10%, say it goes up, like the biggest one we ever had was a 10% increase. That's a lot of damn money.
Fuck yeah.
Well, like I said, I bought this place for 112 in 2001. Moved in like right after 9/11, and it's 112. Now it's like right around 200 grand. It's worth
Wow.
Yeah, it's
sup-
ridiculous.
supposedly.
Allegedly.
Supposedly, like Mike Tyson used to say.
That's what they say.
Supposedly.
That's what they say so they can tax you on it.
Oh, I know.
But now you can tell them to eat a bowl of dicks and challenge it.
Yeah, but dude, you know, I mean,
Like you
You
have
should.
time.
No, it's not. It's not the thing of having time. I hear that
They came and
it's-
tried to tell us, like all the bank sites and all. They say, "Hey, your house is worth $377,000." Like you are out of your fucking.
It might be the
mind.
land,
Dude, with your
actually.
land, yours is.
You got a
dude.
big chunk.
And
of
you know
land,
what
though.
I'm
A
worried
lot of
about?
corn
You know
out
what
there,
I'm
too.
worried about? We got a thing in the mail from TxDOT saying we are widening. You know that 619 out in front of my place? We're widening that. Now, why would they have any reason in the world to do that unless some of them cornfields are going to be like KB home subdivisions and shit?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it either. Why else would they widen that? It's been fine for the last however long.
192,000 years.
Yeah. All of a
Yeah,
sudden.
dude. If I would have to bitch because if all of a sudden your house backed up to a fucking subdivision, I'd be pissed, man. It's like that's why you moved out of the shit.
Hey, we got a thing in the mail said Amazon's opening their new headquarters in that cornfield behind your place.
All these fucking drones flying around.
Yeah, a drone will drop off your new tax statement.
That's what we were talking about at work today because they said that Apple was the first $1 trillion company,
Right.
right?
I
And they
saw
said
that.
there's one more, and it's got to be
gotta
Amazon.
be
It has to be Amazon, right?
I mean, that is an amazing business model, though, dude.
A trillion.
I can order something right now. And by the time I get home from work tomorrow,
I'll be there.
It'll be there.
Really?
Yeah.
How much you have to pay to?
Nothing. Prime,
Really?
dude. Amazon Prime.
If you have Amazon Prime, it's next day. all the
Really?
time.
Like the
Yeah.
same day or next day?
Next
I
day.
ordered something once that came the same day.
Get the fuck out.
I
of here.
will not.
What did you get?
I will not.
I don't
get the
remember.
fuck out of here.
I don't
It was a
remember.
drone because you lost that last one.
Yeah.
Whatever happened? Did you ever find that thing?
Fuck, dude, it was in a cornfield. No, I didn't find it.
I would have went and looked for it,
There,
man.
no, you would not have.
Okay.
you-
All right.
The cornfield was taller.
Hey, if you
than-
really cared, you would have went and got that fucking.
He was trying to get the go-kart to not go far.
Sherry ran out. I mean, this thing was probably a quarter of a mile away on the other side of the road, hovering over the middle of a cornfield with the little kids flying it. And the wind was blowing, so it wouldn't come back. And Sherry's like, "Aren't you going to do something?" What am I going to do? You see the size of that cornfield? There's no way.
Easy come, easy go.
What are you gonna do?
Was that a birthday gift or something? That drone?
Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
And it was yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember we did a podcast and he was talking about
I
this drone
remember
and
it,
everybody
yeah.
lost it.
So
That
they've
was-
already combined that bitch up in.
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing's fucking chowed up. Yeah, that's fucking it's gone.
It's gone. And even if I would have gone immediately to where I thought it was hovering over, because with that distance you can't tell like depth really. There's no way I would.
Dude, you know what I picked up?
I'd have come out of it all cut up and snake bit. And no.
with no drone.
I got a Best Buy not a card, what do you call it? A gift card.
Gift card,
Yeah,
yeah.
for like $50, right? I went and bought like a set of those VR goggles. You
I
put
would
your
have
phone
given
in.
you a pair.
Huh?
I'd have given
Well,
you
these
a pair.
big, they're big they're
Do they
heavy
work?
duty.
Yeah.
Now here's the fucked up thing, right? Now if I had a
Oh, your iPhone.
iPhone. Now it doesn't work with an iPhone. It does, but it doesn't. I mean, you have to have like a Samsung, or Samsung's the one to have for it because they have like Netflix
Right.
Netflix VR and all that shit, but they don't have it for iPhone.
But see, when we bought these phones like 2 years ago, with each phone purchase, you got a free pair of VR goggles. You know where those are?
In the
In the
trash.
closet, have never been taken out of the box. You want some?
I've never used a pair. I don't know what.
I watched there was one movie that I could watch. I watched a Star Wars movie in 3D. It was actually pretty cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like you're fucking totally surrounded. It's nuts. But I mean, I got them for free. So that's why I picked
Right.
them up. I was like, what the fuck else? I mean, because now you go on even like BestBuy.com and you look for like CDs. They stopped selling CDs altogether.
I know.
And you can't buy a CD on BestBuy.com now.
There's no point anymore.
That's a bunch of bullshit, man. I don't, I got a fucking gift
You're like,
certificate. I
"You
want to
got a
buy some.
goddamn-"
I know, but I'm getting all the Black Sabbath remasters,
Right.
And I go on, okay, I got like $50. I can go on there and get them all, like $5.99 a piece. Nope, fucking, you can't even buy them on there.
Yeah.
They're done, man.
Son of a bitch. I don't know, but you know what they sell on there? They sell vinyl up the yin yang.
You see how much vinyl costs these days?
Yeah, well, because everything's
Good
everything's
Lord.
a double album. That's why.
Well, I don't know. You go into any random place, like I went to Waterloo once a few weeks ago when my nephew was in town
Uh-huh.
because he wanted to check it out. God knows that shit is expensive these days, dude.
Well, I mean, because part of it is you got to realize after when CDs came out, there's a lot of time on a CD, like what, 80 minutes, 75 minutes,
72
whatever.
minutes.
Yeah. And so bands were putting 14, 15, 16 songs on there or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And so when you try to do a vinyl album of that, you can't fit that on a regular record, so they got to make a double album out of everything.
Right.
So that's why
I didn't notice that. Everything's a double album?
not everything, but all the older stuff before like 1986.
I still think albums are the coolest, man.
Oh, they're great. They're the best.
Well,
but-
especially for artwork.
I know they're a pain in the ass, and you can't really
Yeah.
tote them around. But yeah, looking at the record cover and stuff, and now you buy something digitally, you don't even. What's the point?
you don't get nothing out of it.
What's
Yeah.
the point of making an album cover
Well,
at
you
all
don't.
anymore?
You just do singles. You don't
Well,
even
it's,
do
I mean, everybody in town is doing CDs. I mean, American Gypsies came out a CD. I mean,
But have you noticed what they're all doing?
what?
They're all doing EPs. They're doing like
No,
five.
they got a full album.
Though they may, but
Yeah,
most,
Deanna Wheeler got a full album. Yeah, I know, a lot of EPs, a lot
a
of.
lot of EPs are coming out. They do 5 songs and press it and
333 does that. They're doing 3 songs at a time.
pressing it.
Yeah, they just came out with an EP like not even a couple weeks ago with 3 songs on it.
I'm wondering how much longer CDs will even be a thing.
I don't know, dude. I'm like really bummed out about it because I just
me
like
too.
having something,
Me too.
And the MP3s are like,
I tell you what, though, like you got the Apple Music, I got the Amazon Music. It is pretty freaking handy to be able to sit there and go, oh yeah, and just download.
But there's a
the
lot
whole
of
thing.
stuff on there that's not on there though. A lot.
And
of
you know
stuff.
what else I noticed? There's a lot of stuff like, for example, I downloaded one of Lenny Kravitz's albums, listened to it a couple times. A few weeks go by, I went back to listen to it again. This has been removed from Amazon Prime or Amazon playlist. I'm like, well, what the fuck?
So you bought it and
I didn't buy it. I'm
you just
doing the
listened to it.
doing the monthly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, because I was downloading more than $7 a month worth of stuff on iTunes, so having everything all the time for $7 a month,
Yeah.
is worth
Well,
it.
yeah, the Apple Music's 10. So I mean, it's
It's the same.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same crap.
The same thing. Yeah.
Same concept, same everything. But there's some things that aren't quite on there. But
What's not on? What have you not found on there now? Like ever found on there?
Tool.
you're on
Well,
there.
See, then Tool fucking should be.
Fucking Tool don't want to do it though, because
Well, yeah, they're not making the money off.
it's not even that. They're more about the quality part of it because you listen to their stuff. It's like it's all analog recording and
Digital music does sound like shit.
It sounds it's compressed. that
Right.
shit. So their stuff is just sounds primo. So it's either it's on CDs or vinyl. They won't do downloads, and I think it's part of it's just not making any money on streaming or whatever.
Huh.
But you ever noticed listening to like digital music, like
Oh, it's crap.
when it bounces from song to song, one song you can't even hear it, and then the next song is cranked so loud.
Yeah.
You know what I was
I
gonna-
hate that.
You know what I was going to tell you? There's this new streaming service called PeerTracks.com. Have you heard about it? You can put your stuff on it, and you actually get paid per listen. You actually get paid, like really paid. Like the Freebleeder guys are on it, and they had, like 35,000 downloads or listens or whatever, and they're making some pretty good bank. So anyways, I'm in the process of putting the podcast on there.
Okay.
So I'm going to be one of only 3 podcasts on there.
Oh, cool.
So I was talking to the guy about it. I had a Skype call with this guy on Saturday because they have to make sure it's you. You know what I mean? Because like I could say, hey man, I'm fucking Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, and I want to put my music on there, and set up an account and collect all this money from streaming.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So they have to.
Peer tracks.
It's called PeerTracks.com. So anyways, yeah, but it's a free streaming service where you can go on, and I mean not the majors aren't on it. It's more like indie people,
Yeah.
that kind of thing,
Which is even better.
which is even better. But you get paid per listen, which is a cool fucking thing.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I'm in the midst of like taking my catalog, which is that was the whole thing. I said, I have almost 160 episodes, and it's a lot of juice, a lot of episodes,
Oh, shit.
And he goes, well, we can handle it, So right now I have to compress all the files down and send them. I got to send them to them one by one,
I don't
and
even
they
know
put
how
them up.
you do that.
I know that's the whole thing, and I'm having a problem compressing them now because the quality sucks when I compress them down.
Right.
Right. Because you can only email I think on Yahoo Mail you can only email like 25 megabytes at a time. And my files are like 120, 130, 100. I mean, they're ridiculous amounts of space.
You know, sometimes I'm glad I don't even know what the hell that shit means.
Yeah,
I just don't
but
want to know.
Fucking me doing what I do, I have to learn all that shit. So it's like, you know.
I just wish we'd go back to cassette.
Hey, that's a fucking thing coming back now.
I know. I'm looking
I was
forward
never, man. You know how many times I've bought the same cassette.
Oh, how many
over
times have
and
you bought
over.
Back in Black?
Yeah, I mean, well,
shit, I don't
Guns
know,
N'
fucking
Roses.
25 times?
Good lord.
Appetite for Destruction.
You ever have
30 copies of it.
where you eject it and it won't eject, and you
Yeah.
got to pry it out of there, and the
And
tape's
it's
on.
I got I'm trying to think what album I bought the most of. I think fucking Back in Black is probably one of those.
Back in Black or Appetite for Destruction's up there.
I have the original version of Appetite that I bought in '87.
And then
Still have it.
somebody on the back seat will say, "Hey, play Back in Black," and you'd be like, "Hold on, it's on the other side at the beginning of the tape. So give me about 5 minutes."
That's why they sold so many copies of it. That's why it's like the
Right.
number 3 album
Of all time.
the best album ever. Yeah.
Then they came out with that button that flipped it automatically rather than having to eject it and turn it
What,
over.
the CD or the?
No, the
The
cassette.
auto reverse.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they had a button where it would flip sides without having to eject.
Oh yeah, it was just a head flip. It wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever, man.
That was
flip,
it. Was
it
up there.
didn't flip the tape.
Yeah, it didn't.
That's what it flipped
Exactly.
the side.
Yeah. It was just the head flipped around and it started going the other way. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
or when it would just consistently play the record and it'd just keep going. You know, that's badass. That was.
And then you'd hear a spot where you'd have a spot and it would slow down.
Oh yeah. Or the end of side 2 before it gets back to side 1, like there was tons of space. You're like,
Dude, the best one was like because when I was growing up, we would have
8 tracks.
no, you'd have the boom boxes.
Oh yeah.
You know what? And then your batteries are getting low. It's like Back in Black.
And back in the day, it
hit
didn't
the
just- it
sack.
didn't
Well,
just-
that's it. The batteries. We keep going no matter. It was.
yeah.
I remember just like rigging that shit with like this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And
God,
those
the shit we
things,
used to do back in
those
the
things
day.
didn't take those little baby. They took
Oh,
them
Ds, the
big batteries,
double Ds,
man.
yeah.
Or remember the 8 tracks when in the middle of a song it would change
switch
track.
tracks.
then it would like kind of it would go down and then it would kind of rise back up. And
I think Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day on Kiss Alive 2 was
no, that's live
on the
original live.
track switch. Okay, on the
Yeah.
track switch. And so I remember it was weird the first time I ever heard it the whole way through without it actually to the next. When you actually got to
Yeah.
hear the whole song in a row without it changing tracks, that was
Yep.
I bought one 8-track, and that's all I ever bought. Women and Children First Van Halen.
That's a
I
good one.
bought that's the only 8-track I ever bought, and because my sister had a little player, it was like this box, and it was like this, this
I know what
big
you're
about that long.
talking
It
about,
was just
yeah.
a box. It didn't do anything, and either I borrowed it. It's like you're talking like fucking early '80s. I mean, it was a long time ago. I had the one 8-track, and that was it. Then it was cassettes after that.
You ever watch that Barrett something auto auction?
The cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
Barrett
cars,
Deems.
right?
Barrett Deems.
Yeah. So they had a car the other day. It was an old Chevelle. It was like a 70, late 60s, early 70s. And when they go and they show inside the car or whatever, and they had it had the Stones 8-track in the when they're showing inside the car in the
Yeah.
8-track player, there was a Stones 8-track in there.
Yeah, that's I was like the not Fast Times, but what's the movie they filmed here?
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Confused, yeah.
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 I mean,
Hey, did you see that Keith Richards meme that they put up? It was him and his daughters. Did you see
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah. They're
Here's,
gonna-
it showed Keith Richards and his 2 daughters, right?
Yeah,
He
I
goes,
sent it to you,
here's,
right?
Here's,
Oh, yeah.
Here's Keith Richards' daughters. When they die, he's gonna inherit everything.
Yeah. It's the truth, man. It's the truth.
How old is he now, man? He's got to be like
70,
he's got to be like near 80, right?
73.
I saw something on Yahoo or something the other day that I forget exactly what it was, but Mick's grandson's the same age as his son, oldest. I mean, it's crazy,
family,
dude.
his family tree is fucked up, dude. I mean, his wife is his,
74.
his girlfriend, or I mean, he just had a baby, and she's like what 25 or
Yeah,
something.
and he just had a baby and he's 102. It's like, goddamn,
so
dude.
so basically, when he had the kid, it was a couple years ago. So it's like, and I remember saying, okay, well, if he lives to see that kid graduate high school, he'll be like 95
Right.
or something like that, 95 or 96.
Yeah. I mean, really, dude? And the kid will never work a day. It's
Oh shit! None of those fucking kids are just.
But how do you explain your family tree to somebody like that? Well, this is my grandfather, but I'm older than he
Well,
is.
dude, look at Jerry Hall, right? Hey, but like Mick Jagger's ex-wife Jerry Hall, she married like what's his name? That super uber billionaire guy. He's like 100 years old. Rupert Murdoch? Yeah, she's married to him. And he's like 90. He's got to be like 90,
How
right?
the hell do you explain that? Well, this is my uncle. This is my uncle. I know he's only 3 years old.
So you're 45. My uncle's 3 years old.
3 years old. Like, this is my infant uncle sitting here.
Seriously, we should do that though. We should get like a Mick Jagger family tree and like
Fuck you, figure that shit out, dude.
He's got like what
I
eight
don't
or nine
know.
kids
I
and then a
don't
bunch of
know.
grandkids.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't think he knows all of his
Well,
kids.
all I know is this: his oldest daughter is my age because she was born in like '68. His oldest daughter, so his oldest daughter's like 50. Because remember, it was a Bianca he was married to.
I don't know.
That chick from Honduras.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so he's got like, I mean, Keith Richards, his whole thing is pretty normal.
Yeah.
He's got a normal, but the rest of them, Ronnie Wood and Bill Wyman, there's another one.
Yeah.
He married some chick that he was like, what, 70, and she was like
he was
20?
like 60, and she was younger than 20.
Yeah,
Was she really?
Yeah.
No, because he liked really super young chicks, like like Elvis and shit. He liked like chicks that were teenage, like teeter tottering on that 18 point. You know what I mean?
He didn't card him.
Pretty much, yeah.
For
So when
his sake.
when Bill Wyman's chick turned like 18 or 17, whatever legal age was, they got married.
Yeah.
And, and he's in he's like the oldest Stone. He's like in his 80s. Now.
He's not even in with him anymore.
Oh,
He
yeah, yeah.
retired years ago.
I don't know, man, but shit's like fuck. Those dudes are just like God, they're slinging a lot of dick stuff. I mean, there's a lot of
I just
Yeah,
don't
lot
see.
of critters in that
I don't
sperm.
think Mick Jagger has met all his kids that are out there.
You don't think
No.
Kenny Sherrits?
Kenny Sherritt is one of them, but he's met Mick, I think.
I just
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
see
you
how,
met him. Yeah,
I don't see how
he
they're.
met Bowie too.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I was pissed about that.
I don't see how they're the age they are and still have that much energy, man.
They don't
dude.
drink and they exercise all the time,
I don't know, dude. You gotta.
and they don't have low T. They have injections for that.
Let me tell you something, dude. When you're the Rolling Stones and you got the bank that those dudes got, you don't
Right.
have a fucking care in the world, dude. You just don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
no stress.
And I guess they're.
It's like negative stress.
I guess when they travel, they don't all hop
Oh,
into a
dude,
van.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Those dudes travel like
they
fucking
don't
kings.
hop in anything. They get carried to shit pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
private planes, everything they eat is.
Fuck, yeah, they get
exactly-
treated like kings when they're
So
on the
there's
road.
no hopping
it's like,
into a van to El
dude,
Paso.
it's like-
Probably
no. They're not playing Sassos over in fucking.
Yeah, you don't hear Keith back there. Hey, next Flying J's, I gotta piss. You don't hear that shit.
You're like, hey, where's that bag of ice on my rider? I don't. I mean, what the fuck? I mean,
Find a buggies.
I still got to get that autobiography of his though.
Hey, Bucky's?
No, not Bucky's, but
Keith's?
Keith's. Yeah,
Life? Isn't it called Life?
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah, I got it.
I got to get it. I got to either borrow it from somebody. And
I'll
read
borrow it.
I
I'll
heard it
lend
was
it to you.
fucking. I heard it was great.
Yeah, he's.
It's
No, but dude, when I
it's
was
about this fat.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It's
That's
like
only the stuff that he
1,000
can
pages.
remember, right?
Right.
But he said but I'm not sure if it was him, but they were saying he was saying that he's got like his memory's really good. He's not like Ace Frehley or anything, you know what I mean? He remembers
Right.
everything. So.
Right.
I mean, I read the first chapter of it. It was like online. They had the first chapter
That
of it.
trips me out. Like as a kid, those guys and everybody that age from England, they're born and growing up right after World War II
Yeah.
ends, and your city is still all bombed the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
Growing up like that's crazy, man. Thinking about that, even before that, I talked to
But I think that's why they're so good. They didn't have an option to get the fuck out of there,
Well, it's crazy,
And they
'cause
wrote real shit.
It's
well,
crazy.
they didn't because they were a cover band.
yeah, they were a Chuck Berry cover band for
Yeah,
a couple
big time,
years,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's crazy that they took like American blues had such an influence in England, and it turned around so that all them skinny white English kids were doing American blues better than Americans were doing it. Towards,
yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
that's crazy.
Except Chuck Berry pretty much held it.
Well, yeah. I mean, but they stopped doing it. Interested in American blues, kind of. I mean, I love it. It's the greatest, but it kind of took a back seat to all the other pop and all the other stuff that was coming out.
That's the thing that people don't realize. The Stones are they're like a fucking blues band. They really are.
They're a country band.
Yeah,
I mean, they really are almost a country band.
Yeah, you listen to some stuff off like Some Girls, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of they do a lot of country stuff. It's pretty good.
I mean, like they're
He's got a Telecaster
Yeah.
or
Okay.
90 that he keeps
Okay.
on the road with him at all times.
I really think what they need to do, though, this is my personal opinion. I'm probably gonna get smacked in the mouth by somebody, not in this room, but I really think they need to ditch fucking Ronnie Wood and get fucking Mick Taylor back. Just for like an album, like one record, dude. Because those Mick Taylor records,
Oh, I know they're great.
dude.
No,
That's the best Stones to me.
That's my favorite. That's what made me love them so much.
Yeah,
Those,
I mean,
Was
I
Mick
get.
Taylor.
those-
I think Ronnie Wood's like their bitch. Because I mean, really, honestly, he just kind of.
but he's surprisingly a pretty good guitar. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a good
But
guitar player.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's not. I'm just saying to me, it's
But
like
their chemistry with Mick
yeah,
was
Mick,
different.
yeah, I mean,
Those like 5 albums that Mick Taylor was on were that defined him. I mean, those, and I'm not saying it was all Mick Taylor, but that era right there was
And that
awesome.
chemistry. Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah, because what was the first album with Ronnie Wood? It was like Black and Blue, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I mean that was like sort of like the I'm gonna say the disco version of those
Yeah.
guys, but then you got Emotional Rescue and Tattoo You and all that other stuff that came.
Emotional
up after
Rescue is pretty good.
That's a great record, yeah. Listen to it the other day actually. I mean, Tattoo You and but then I don't know how much he writes though. Does he write anything?
Nope.
He don't write shit. He just kind of plays.
Yep.
But Mick Taylor was writing. He wrote
Right.
fucking Wild Horses and all that shit. I mean, goddamn. Sympathy for the Devil. No, Sympathy for the Devil was
That was before that.
that was right, yeah.
That was. It's just there's so many of them, man.
Oh, what dude? They got like 8,000.
Paul McCartney's the same way. That guy. I mean,
Who's that? Paul McCartney.
He's this local dude that's playing down at the ACL Fest coming up.
I
You
was
know what
telling
you should do?
What?
You should go down to when we go see him.
Are you guys gonna go?
Hold up
Yeah.
a sign saying "Let me play Live and Let Die with you."
And dress up like a Kiss figure?
Hey, speaking of, Yayo popped up on Instagram today, and he goes something about you gave him his first gig or something,
I did.
and he said something about I'm too loud or you're too loud or something like that. Did you tell him he was too loud or something?
I don't
But he
recall
said
that.
But he said that you gave him his first gig. That's what he said on
Well,
Instagram.
he was really?
That's what he said.
I follow him and I didn't get noticed about it. But he was in a band called Rubber Monster. It was then, and he
Was it at Quinn's?
no,
This has got to be longer than that.
no, it was. God, dude, almost when I think it was Headhunters. Let me look what the little homo said.
No, but anyway, so everybody was telling me you got to get him up there. I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal. It's when that whole thing happened with the Foo Fighters and all that stuff. I mean, everybody wanted a fucking piece of him, and I was like, you know what? I think the Foo Fighters thing was great, but my thing was he's a great fucking musician. He just
yeah.
is.
Yeah, he is.
He's a great fucking drummer. I mean, he plays drums in this band called Brown Kids. It's him and his
Brown
girlfriend.
Kids, yeah.
Him and his girlfriend / wife Pearl. Pearl like plays guitar and he plays drums. He's a fucking monster drummer. Never mind.
He's married?
I think it's his girlfriend. I'm not gonna say it's his wife. I heard they're very serious. But anyways, I saw when Skunk Fest was over at Come and Take It Live a few months back. Brown Kids played, and he's a fucking slamming drummer. So it was.
So was that a no holding up the sign that said saying "Let me play Live and Let Die with you"?
Yeah, I don't know where he posted
Hey.
that.
It's on my post on Instagram. But anyways,
It's on your post?
It's on my picture that I posted with you guys on it,
Oh, okay.
and he just made a comment. But anyways, so my thing was, I said I'm gonna let that whole thing die down and shit. Then I'll have
It was
him up.
cool though.
Oh yeah, but everybody wanted a piece of him. It's like he's on every fucking radio station and every I mean it was wonderful. It was great. But like I said, so now I'm talking to him about maybe coming up and doing something.
Yeah, that's cool.
because let things die down a little bit and then have them up. So we can have some. I mean, because it's like I said, the Kiss guy thing was great, but I'm more like he's a fucking badass musician and he's played in some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'd have him up here.
I wonder how that Kiss guy thing would have gone over at a Kiss show.
I don't know.
Somebody grab him.
I'm actually surprised that they're still, because he's on the Bat Fest thing and that they're still billing it like that.
What are they billing it as?
Well, on the Batfest ad coming up, it says Yayo Sanchez, and then in parentheses it says the Kiss guy on the side, and I'm like, wow, that's.
Well,
I mean, I guess
you got to take it and run with it. You really do.
Well, you do, but
Unless Gene catches wind of it.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but if you think about it,
Like
think about
Smithers.
this for a minute. I didn't think of it this way, and when they said it, I realized they're right. Somebody said, after the whole Dave Grohl thing, and that thing has like millions of views now,
Oh,
right?
it's like gazillions. Yeah,
This is the most relevant Kiss has been in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They're getting talked about more now because of that than they have in the
that's
last
true.
10 years. So Gene's probably like, let that little fucker out there
Yeah.
advertise for us. There's a lot of people buying shit.
Did you hear what they're doing now? The Kiss guys.
The actual Kiss.
Well, there's
Kiss.
There's two Kiss things in the Kiss world. There's two things happening. You're gonna laugh your ass off at one of them. But what's going on with Kiss now is they're starting a world tour, right? That's gonna last 3 years. It's gonna start like it's gonna start in January, like the main tour, right? So you're thinking 3 years? That takes them into
21.
21, right? That means Gene Simmons is
Or
going to be
22.
over. They're all going to be like right around 70. Well, Paul and Gene will be 70.
Right.
So I think this is going to be their last tour. But now
We
Vinny.
thought that in '96, dude.
Yeah, I know, but you're like, dude, they're like fucking. It's like when you get like in your 70s trying to do that shit, it's like, ugh, I don't know. They got enough money.
You got to be tired of putting that makeup
So,
on every
anyways,
fucking night.
the other one was.
I think they're going to franchise it out, and it won't really be Kiss eventually.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like what do you call it? What's that? Blackfoot.
Yeah, or Leonard Skinner.
Well, no, because Blackfoot now is 5 young guys.
Yeah. So is Leonard Skinnerd.
No, but I'm saying there's no original members in it. It's like they
Blackfoot is?
Blackfoot is 5 new young guys. So the guy that played who's the guitar player in Leonard Skinner?
Ricky Medlock.
Ricky Medlock was in Blackfoot.
Right.
So he franchised it out, and there's 5 brand new guys making new music as Blackfoot, plus playing all their old hits. So
Brilliant.
right, okay. I don't know what he makes off it, but so the other bit of Kiss news that popped up was Vinnie Vincent's back, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now I think he's doing a Bruce Jenner because he looks like he's
I was gonna say girl Vinny or boy Vinny.
he's transitioning. It looks like he looks like an old
He
Italian
does.
grandmother.
He
That's what he
does.
looks like.
In
He
a
does.
pantsuit.
In a Hillary Clinton pantsuit. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now what he trademarked was Vinnie Vincent's Kiss. So
How?
he's going to go up. I don't know. So that's what the trademark
What
is.
songs is he going to play?
I don't know. Supposedly he's going to go out and start playing live. But anyway, so he's going to be called Vinnie Vincent's Kiss. That's the thing.
Wow.
I don't know how that's going to fucking fly. I don't think it's going to fly.
Like Bobby Blotcher's rat, but not rat.
Hey, somebody said he had a heart attack or something.
I haven't.
Bobby
heard of it.
Blotcher.
Did he?
We hear about what's going on with Rat now, right?
Well, now, what's his name's not even in it anymore.
It's Stephen Piercy and Juan Crusher. That's it. They got 3 new dudes.
Right.
Carlos fucking quit.
Oh, Carlos isn't even.
Carlos
in
is gone.
Warren's gone.
Warren's gone.
it? And Bobby's been gone.
Bobby's been gone. They had what's that dude playing drums?
the retard. Zoltan. The retard.
The retard. What? What are you talking about? You don't like that dude?
No.
Why not?
Well,
How could you make fun of Zoltan? He's a good drummer. I mean, he's a little
okay, we'll go with
he's a little flashy.
a little. You know why? Because here's the deal. This is why I'm not a fan, and he's extremely way more successful than I am, so it doesn't even matter. But
That's crazy. You don't
because
like him. You're the first guy. Yeah.
I've seen him with multiple bands, and he does all that shit, and he misses shit. I've seen him miss shit because his fucking legs behind his fucking head.
Well, dude, he
when he should have
doesn't-
kicked the drum
Dude, he doesn't play the parts like they're supposed to be played.
at all.
Oh yeah, well that's his thing.
Well, then get a drummer that plays the right
I
part.
don't know, man. He's
You know, when you're in Vince Neil's band,
Let me tell you
people
something.
come to hear Motley Crue songs. You know they do, right?
I'll tell you what,
You
man.
think Prince would have put up with that bullshit?
No, he would have thrown his ass off the stool.
I'll tell you what, man. I saw we were up here. You know that band that it's a Dio tribute band called Mob Rules. Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're good.
Woo, those guys are badass.
Bob Rules?
No, they're called the Mob Rules.
The Knob Rules.
No, but they're out of all the tribute bands in town. No offense to all of them, I think they're the best tribute band.
Yeah,
They're
good.
They're
man.
so fucking good.
Dude, I remember.
But anyways, let me cut you off just a second.
Oh, go ahead.
We were watching during the podcast. We were watching Vince Neil like July 4th weekend.
Okay,
Dude, horrible, fucking ungodly, so bad. But his band is like Slaughter. His backing band's Slaughter.
right,
Yeah.
right. But the other part that was wrong with them was that fucking drummer.
Oh, the Zoltan.
Yeah,
Well, because Blassie Lies isn't playing with him anymore. So.
they need to get him back.
Well, he's playing the Blue Man Group.
Yeah,
He's
he
been
is.
doing
That's
that-
right.
He's been doing it
yeah.
for 15.
And I bet that pays some cash.
Oh yeah, he's fucking. That's
Yeah,
big money.
yeah.
Big money.
I was gonna say
And
that.
he's always when he left Houston. When Slaughter made it, they made it out of Vegas.
Yeah, he's
So-
from Houston.
Right. So then when he moved from Houston to Vegas for Slaughter, then I think he met all the right people. So he's just stayed in Vegas. Gets to sleep in his own bed every night and.
I remember when there was MySpace. I talked to him online. I had a chat going with him for a bit. This is-
Somewhere out there, I still have a MySpace.
I do too, allegedly.
I don't know. I think I closed mine down.
I never did shit with
But
it.
you know, what people were saying about MySpace is like it's more band friendly.
Is it still
It
a
always
thing?
was to me. In my opinion, it was better for bands.
Maybe
than-
that's a new thing. Maybe people start going back to that. I don't know.
Well, now they're with MeWe, MeWe,
Huh?
whatever
What
that
the fuck is that?
MEWE.com. MeWe. That's like the new.
I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, it's retarded.
It's-
retard.
I was gonna
It's
say.
the retard.
I was gonna say that Mob Rules
Are you the
album
retard?
that Mob Rules album
Yeah.
cover. When I was a kid, that was one of them album covers that scared me. Man.
Really?
I was like, "Ooh, these are
Dude, the
cre-"
one that did me was fucking Paranoid. The Black
Oh,
Sabbath
yeah.
one. That one fucked with
Is
me,
that
man.
the one that's purple?
Yeah,
That's the,
the
yeah,
guy
he's-
with this.
the guy comes out with a sword. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude.
Yeah.
That fucked me when I was a kid. Cause my sister, like, she's 12 years older than me, so she got all those albums when they first came
Yeah.
out. And I'd be looking at it going, then you hear, doom, doom,
There is a
you're like,
couple
what
of-
the fuck? You're like 6 years old. You're like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god.
Mob Rules was one of them for me. I'm like, who are these creepy little dudes?
But I loved all the Iron Maiden covers. Those were. Just,
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that was more our stuff.
yeah, yeah.
that was out when we were a little older too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when the Sabbath stuff came out, I was like 4 or 5 years old. I mean, you listen to fucking Iron Man for the first time, and all
Yeah.
that. You're
And
like,
looking
what
at
the
that
fuck?
creepy
What the
imagery and shit
fuck
they
is
got on
this?
there. Yeah,
And I liked all the Judas Priest until they turned into the Lego show and everything looks like
they
a
were
Lego
terrible.
creature.
They're the
you
worst
know?
album
Dude,
covers.
Even though
ever.
Screaming for
Dude, I'll
Vengeance
tell
is
you
like
what,
one of
man.
my
Yeah.
favorite records of all time.
I'll tell you what, though, that new one. Have you heard the new one?
Oh, Firepower. Oh, it's good.
Holy shit, that's
Yeah.
in my top 5 of
Yeah.
Priest records. It's in my top 5 of Priest
And that
records.
guitar player ain't no slouch. Richie
Faulkner.
Faulkner. Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude.
He's a mixture between like Zach Wilde and Randy Rhoads. You put those two together, that's what I think.
And
I
a
mean,
little bit of KK.
yeah,
Like his look is
little
KK.
bit. Yeah,
You know?
he's a monster though.
Oh, he's so good, dude.
That Dirty Deeds cover was kind of creepy too, man. When it's singing about
Big balls,
neckties.
neckties.
Contract.
Yeah, so it was funny you bring the AC/DC thing up. So we're hanging out yesterday, and you guys heard this already. I'm going to tell everybody else. So I've been meaning to have Steve Miller up here forever
Yeah.
because I've known him for 25 years.
Since
I mean,
Carousel.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I actually took his plays.
You did, huh?
Yeah, because when Rob and those guys were putting what became Freak House together, they wanted to go with a heavier thing, and I don't know if it was a thing either Steve didn't want to do it or maybe Steve wasn't heavy enough, or I don't know what the deal was, but I kind of stepped in and took his place out of Carousel, and we did the Freak House thing. But anyways, he's a killer photographer. He does all these videos and stuff
Yeah.
now. He just did 99 Crimes video. I mean, he's playing drums again.
Yeah.
You know,
In
with
a
Virgin
Dio
Killers.
tribute.
No, with
No,
Scorpions.
Scorpions tribute,
The Virgin
yeah.
Killers thing.
Yeah.
They're a great band.
Aren't
great
they called
band.
Stargazer or something?
No, they're called Virgin Killers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think he was doing that other thing too.
Stargazer.
So anyways, trying to get him up here, just to fucking hang, just to do a podcast with him. And Bruce got a hold of it.
Oh shit.
Bruce is like
Wobbly.
he goes, all right. He goes, I think I might want to get in on that one. I'm like, well, come on up, man. So, but then he says,
Who, Bruce?
yeah, Bruce, I know who I'm going to bring up with me.
Who?
Mr. Big Balls himself,
Oh, Lee?
Lee Scott.
Oh, shit.
I said, here's the deal. I don't mind if Lee comes up. I want to have him up here. He just can't show his dick on the camera.
Yeah.
He goes, well, He goes, well, if he's drinking, he's gonna probably whip out his dick. I said, you know what? Well, maybe we won't do a video podcast. Maybe we'll just do audio.
Right, exactly.
Then what's the point?
Because we'll probably whip out a dick on YouTube, dude. I lose my channel like that.
Right.
My Facebook like that.
That's all it takes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it barely even takes that. If
You
you
whip
even
out a
put a
foot.
picture of a dick.
Yeah, you whip out a dick, dude. It's all over. Fucking lights out. You know what I'm saying?
Now you
So-
can have a clam right here, and they really let
Well,
that
nah, the
slide.
clams, I think,
Same thing. Same rules apply.
yeah.
Any or outie, it's out of there.
You know that band Dongle?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, their first album they had a song called Midday Handjob. Midday Handjob was their first hit. So
Hit.
to come back on their second album, they have their new song is called Midnight Clam Jam. That's the
Oh, God.
So that's the new one. Midnight Clam Jam is the new one. So anyways, that's where that's going. I told them we're looking at next Wednesday. So hopefully Steve will get back with me for next
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Cool.
And I don't know about Bruce, and I don't know about Lee, so we'll find out about that.
All right.
So I don't know what the deal is. Hey, so you got some stuff coming up over at Sam's Boat. I had no clue.
Yeah, but I don't know when it is because
No, there's dates and everything.
Next month, yeah.
Yeah, I know there is, but I don't know when my dates are. I mean, it starts September 12th and it ends November 16th.
Aren't you the first one?
I'm the first one, which is September 12th, right?
Well, you're booking it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then but they're only, they've never done it in the fall before.
Perfect time.
So they're only
That is a
doing
perfect
8
time.
weeks of it, mid-September to mid-November, and we're going to give it a whirl and see what happens, and hopefully
it won't
the
be
numbers
100
will be okay, and it'll be
I think that'll be perfect time out there.
well. And they didn't redo the patio, but they added a whole lot of lighting out there in all the trees and shit. So at night at Sam's now it's really lit up. It's
Oh, cool.
real nice. It looks real cool. So
Speaking of, I got Paul Renna coming up here.
he's good as shit too.
Yeah, he came up. Man, the last time I saw him is the last time we did the podcast, and he's coming up next month. I talked to him a couple 2-3 days ago. We booked him on a Thursday night. He'll be in the new studio. He'll be playing acoustic and
Cool.
Oh yeah. Well, I had you do it a couple times, and I've had a bunch of people come up here and do it. I mean, in that room it's gonna be a little better because there'll be a little bit more room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when Carson Alexander came up, he did it a couple times and he fucking murdered it too. So.
Yeah. Bill will play next time.
Yeah. You gonna play next time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Oh yeah. Really?
How you doing, Bill?
Episode number.
How you doing, Bill? How you doing,
What are we
Bill?
on? What are we on?
157.
Damn.
We'll do 257. Sign me up.
257. Dude, I don't know. Well, we already know. I already got 333 already on hold. So because
Might as well.
you got to have it. Hey, they played Dave TV yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
I was really, I feel like a shithead because I told them I was going to go down there for the taping. I told Dave,
Eric or no.
Pruitt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I totally forgot that the party was yesterday.
Oh, Paul's party, yeah.
Paul's party. And I was
Yeah.
like going, fuck. So I really want to do Paul's party because I haven't seen everybody in such a long time.
Yeah.
And I've seen the 333 guys. I don't know how many damn times in the past couple of weeks. So,
Right.
So I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow night.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
He's he's killing it down there. He's got
Dave?
some,
Yeah.
fuck. I mean,
Yeah, he doesn't suck.
so I miss. And my thing too is like it's been really strange because for me in the past month, things have business has fucking picked up.
Good.
Big time. And now we're doing that military episode. Hope's gonna come in once a month. And
Yeah.
she's actually booking shit now.
Yeah, she works for Tammy Miranda, I think.
Yeah, but so we were talking about Texas KGB, and she goes, "What? I've been hearing about those guys for a bit, guys and girls, I guess.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, you need to get those. You need to get them on." I said, "I don't have an in with those guys." So I was talking to her. We're kind of going back and forth about the military episodes because we already have them booked up for next month. And she said to me, "She goes, you know anything about Texas KGB?" I'm like, "No, I'd love to get them up here." Fucking 5 minutes. She goes, "Well, give me some dates." So I give her 3 or 4 dates, and 5 minutes later, she's like, "Okay, they want that one." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, they play at all her bars and shit like that.
Yeah. So she did a couple of those. I was like, "Good God!" So now, I mean, between now, we booked I think 10 episodes in one day. It was
Cool.
all different people and shit. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, man.
That's good, man.
But so anyways, we're doing the military thing, which is so cool. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna really don't have to talk about all that.
Bill's
all the-
familiar with military.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be doing some charities for Bill.
We'll be
So-
charity
yeah.
Bill.
No, so anyways, we did the regroup thing the other night. I don't know if you guys watched it all. That was pretty crazy because we had a Gold Star mother up here.
That's crazy.
She didn't talk because she was,
yeah.
what the deal was. She came into town and her son died, in the military, and she came to Austin to finalize all his business deals and take care of all
okay.
his business and stuff. So through regroup, she stayed with Hope for a couple of days while she was taking care of business,
That's cool.
And so Hope brought her up here when we did the podcast.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so anyways, the Regroup Foundation, they're killing it too, and I'm going to be
Awesome.
doing a lot of stuff with those guys. But that's the thing. It's like we come up here and goof around, twice a week, and it's either about bands or just like tonight.
Yeah.
Like you were
Fine.
saying, you're like, hey man, we don't have nothing to fucking promote. It's like, you know what? Hey, you guys are family,
Yeah.
and it's like I haven't seen you guys in forever. We really don't get to kind of hang out and talk that much, and it's like,
And then we're talking about sharks with feet.
yeah, but that's what it's all about, though. That's why we have a good episode. You guys come up, sharks and feet. But anyways, like I said, so my thing was that episode with Regroup was supposed to be with Deanna because Deanna's part of that group also,
Right.
and we were talking about it when Deanna did her podcast. She was, I would really love to bring that group up, and I'm like, no fucking problem, man. Let's do it. Then her thing came up
Right.
with the Guillain Barre thing, and and paralyzed from the waist down, and actually she's doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Good.
She's walking with a walker a little bit, and she's doing her comeback show September 25th over at the Saxon Pub. It's a CD release party. It's her birthday party, coming back party. So it's gonna be
That's good.
So hopefully it's one of those things. But anyways, with the military thing, I was thinking, I'm like, it's like we come up here and goof around all the time, and bands come up, musicians come up, we do our thing, we have a good time with it. I said, man, we're 2 years deep into this thing. Probably gonna do, I'll probably die on a mic, when I'm 80 years old, if podcasts are still big by the time. Why don't we try to do some good? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because all these military and veteran groups, a lot of them are nonprofits.
Most of
Right.
them are.
Most of them are, and they're trying to get the word out to bring people in to try to make money for their organization. And I'm like, man, why don't we just do like once every? I do like 8. I try to do like 8 episodes a month. So why don't on that 8th episode of the month, why don't we bring have Hope come up, bring an organization up that she knows of, because she knows them all. She already has a whole bunch of them already lined up. That and
Do it.
and do
Yeah.
their thing, and and give them that little outlet, And I'll tell you what, I saw a bunch of it was a weird thing. I went to Round Rock Tavern the other night. The Red Group invited me up. Of course, American Gypsy invited me up. They did their podcast, and I walked in. It was like I got greeted by like everybody in that organization, veterans that were there. Hey man, thanks for doing the podcast. We watched it. It was so cool. It's really going to help us out. And I mean, it was just all this attention,
That's awesome.
But what I'm saying is, it's like, let's try to do something good. So,
Right on.
you know what I mean? So that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. I mean, you've done
Hell
it.
yeah.
You've done it a
Oh,
million
yeah.
times,
So has he.
Hey, when you're going to re-enlist or what?
No.
But I got a new job today, so I'm gonna have to head out because I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go to work in the morning.
What
I'm
time
not
is it
used to
anyways?
9.
Is it 9?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just do like an hour and a half tonight. That's no problem.
Cool.
All right,
But
people.
Thank you so much for having me.
But,
and Bill,
you guys
Sharks
got
with Feet?
You got anything to pimp, man? You got any shows coming up real fast or
Not really. Just the Sam's Boat stuff.
really
You
not
know,
playing?
Just normal old stuff. Not really.
BrettMcCormick.com.
It is on there. Yeah.
Brett McCormick on Facebook.
And BillBingle.com.
Brett,
Sharkswithfeet.com.
Sharkswithfeet.com. Brett, you're on Instagram.
Yeah. The Brett McCormick.
The Brett McCormick.
The Brett McCormick.
Well, there's more than one. Oh, you're the race car driver, right?
No, motorcycles. I'm not the motorcycle guy.
You're not the motorcycle guy. I remember, didn't he like die or something?
No, thank God, not yet. No,
Well,
he's fine.
was there somewhere he got like hit by a bus or something, and they thought it was you? Or
Oh, that was a different The Brett McCormick. Yeah, that was old boy got hit by a bus. That wasn't me.
oh, okay, because I remember you were like, "Hey, I didn't get hit by a
I
bus."
did not get hit by a bus,
Thank
no matter
God.
what the internet says.
Whatever the internet said, it wasn't me. All right, people, we're gonna head out. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I got a lot of work to do after you guys leave.
Love you,
so.
brother. Thank you so much for
Anyway,
having us.
Anyways, like I end the podcast the same way every time. People, please try to do the right thing because Lord knows most of you don't. And with that, we're going to head out. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and talk to you soon. Later.
Later.